Orkoyot Koitalel Arap Samoei was a prominent and courageous leader who played a pivotal role in the resistance of the Nandi people against British colonial forces in Kenya. His leadership in the late 19th and early 20th centuries stands out as a symbol of resistance and resilience in the face of colonial oppression. Koitalel Arap Samoei was born in the late 19th century among the Nandi people of the Central Rift Valley region in Kenya. The Nandi are part of the Kalenjin ethnic group known for their warrior culture and fierce independence. Koitalel grew up in a time of increasing tensions between the indigenous people and the British, who were in the process of expanding their colonial empire into East Africa. The British colonization of Kenya began in the 1890s, and during this period the Nandi, along with other communities, were forced to adapt to new political, social and economic realities under foreign rule. The construction of the Uganda Railway was one of the primary catalysts for this conflict, as it encroached on Nandi territory and led to significant displacement and disruption of traditional ways of life. Koitalel emerged as a powerful leader in the Nandi community because of his wisdom, strong sense of justice and ability to inspire his people. His leadership was rooted in the deep traditions and values of the Nandi, and he quickly gained respect as a strategic thinker and a unifying figure. The Nandi were not passive in the face of British encroachment. In 1895, the British began their attempts to exert control over the Nandi lands, including building the Uganda Railway, which passed through the region. The Nandi fiercely resisted the construction, seeing it as an existential threat to their autonomy and way of life. Koitalel's leadership was crucial in organizing the resistance against the British forces. His deep knowledge of the terrain and his ability to rally his people were central to the Nandi's efforts. He led numerous guerrilla-style attacks on the British railway workers, disrupting their operations and causing significant losses. The resistance also involved religious and cultural elements, as Koitalel was seen not only as a political leader but also as a spiritual figure who could communicate with the gods. This connection to the divine gave him further legitimacy and influence among his people. The British, however, were determined to break the Nandi resistance. After years of conflict in 1905, the British forces, led by Lieutenant Colonel Richard Meinertzagen, finally succeeded in capturing Koitalel Arap Samoei. He was tricked into a peace meeting under the pretense of negotiating an end to the fighting. In a tragic and controversial move, Koitalel was assassinated during this meeting, a loss that devastated the Nandi people and marked a turning point in the resistance. His death was a major blow to the Nandi's efforts, and although the British eventually defeated the Nandi forces, they did so at great cost. Despite his death, the spirit of Koitalel Arap Samoei lived on. His legacy as a leader of resistance against British colonialism became a symbol of defiance for the Nandi and for many other communities in Kenya. His actions inspired later generations to continue the struggle for independence, which ultimately culminated in Kenya's independence from British rule in 1963. Koitalel is remembered today as a national hero in Kenya. His story is taught in schools and monuments have been erected in his honor. The Nandi people continue to celebrate his leadership, bravery and commitment to the protection of their land and culture. Koitalel Arap Samoei's life and legacy remind us of the sacrifices made by countless individuals in the fight against colonial oppression. He remains an enduring symbol of resistance and an example of leadership that transcends time.